Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've taken some tropical colours, something very summery, something very bright, and we are doing a butterfly set. So I went for my very unusual shades. I mean, blue is a bit more of a comfort colour, but the green isn't, so I'm going to do a blue-green set. You also want to have a bit more of like a nude colour as well, so I've gone in with Shaka today. A food colour is a really good alternative if you are looking for one. So now when it comes to the background shades, we've got two nails that are going to be the Shaka shade. And as you can see right now, it's pretty sheer, but it is a very nice buildable colour. And with a second coat, it reaches its full opacity and it looks beautiful. Then two nails are going to be the green colour. I feel like my camera is showing the green to be super neon. It's not as neon as it's showing on camera, but it is a very, very bright, vibrant green. And on the fifth nail, for a change, I do usually do ombres, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit and do an ombre, but is it called the vertical way or horizontal? Oh, whichever one. You want to blend the two colours down the centre. So this is a bit more of a difficult one because you've got a very long surface to kind of go up and down with. But I've taken it with a very slow approach and just kept swiping up and down. I did do 2 coats of that. I did 2 coats of every colour off camera. And now we're working on our first one. So with some base coat, it's going to work as our glue. You want to pop it down but not cure it, and then I like to use an ombre brush, whatever kind of floats your boat. You want to go ahead and just tap away into some hex glitter. I picked up a blue just to kind of follow the blue-green method and pathway. If you look at the very start of the video, the little prototype that I showed you, that one actually has a different type of glitter and I just did not like it at all. I just felt like the glitter kind of just disappeared into the nail and that's not at all what I wanted. So I gone in with a way more vibrant glittery blue hex mix. And I'm trying to pick out, you know, the usual, the larger kind of chunks at the top and kind of sprinkling the smaller ones a little bit more lower down the nail and just kind of playing about with it, moving it where I want it, just really kind of, you know, customizing it how I want it. Then once I was happy with the glitter itself, I was searching for some butterflies and oh boy do I have a lot and I rarely use them. I feel like I rarely see others use them as well, to be honest. So I really wanted to incorporate them since we're doing a butterfly set. We've got kind of also different techniques today when it comes to butterfly. Some hand done. We actually don't have any stamping for once, but I do have a lot of stamping butterfly plates. But I feel like they've been way overused on the channel already. Like I use them all the time. So if you wanted to see any of those, they are up on my channel. But today when doing no stamping, everything is either stickers or just done by hand. And you kind of want to scatter those butterfly glitters around where you want them, and then you want to pop that into the lamp. Off camera, I will go in again with another layer of base coat just to help with the evenness of that nail, and that will be basically good to go. Now onto our Shaka nail. First nail, we're doing a French tip with the green, and you'll notice that the small line is pretty low. I usually have it a little bit higher, and that's because above it we're going to do another layer but with some blue. Again, remember I do everything with 2 coats, so once I do the first layer of green, off camera I do another layer, and same with the blue right now. So you want to place the blue on this one at the same kind of level as you did with the green a moment ago. You want to colour that in again, pop that into the lamp, a bit more, you know, slightly repetitive. Usually I tend to have 2 nails that are just like a duplicate of one another on a set, but with this one, even though they are the same, the colours are switched around and it looks like a completely different nail, which is so funny because they're literally the same, but they look different when you've got them all together. It's a bit of like an illusion. So there it is, that one is done and ready to go. Now this nail has 2 layers of green and we are going in with the blue above, and this one you want to do pretty thin, you don't want it too thick. And again, just outline your smile line above it, pick a point where you want it basically, and then just go from there, outline it, colour it in, you want it to join up with the green. And then pop it in slam for a cure. Again, I'll do another layer. Same thing with the other nail. I do show it though, I think. And if not, it's going to be just the same, but just flip it around. So you'll be doing the thinner part with the green instead of the blue as we are doing now. And then that will go into the lamp for a quick cure before we hop on to the next thing. Now on this one, it's the full green nail and you want to dip your brush into some of that blue and you want to do some strokes. So I'm doing full long lines, and I'm starting with the center, then I'm doing one on either side. And you kind of want to, at this point, kind of gauge how much of a space you want to leave, how many of these lines you want. I don't want too many. I don't also kind of want too little. I did want you to see them. So I've gone in with 3 very visible lines, and then you've got one right at the end on like a corner. You can barely see it, but it is there. And then on the other side too. You see me doing that in a second. Again, I will do another layer of that just because we've got a pretty vibrant color underneath, and I just wanted to make sure it's super opaque. Looks like I'm now going back to that nail. So here goes the green. The green was such a dream to work with. It was so opaque. It was really lovely. So was the blue, but like the green kind of topped it today. It was really, really nice and so creamy, and it just glided. It was really, really nice. So here that one goes again. Outlining. I did try to include as much footage as I can today. It's a bit more of a longer one than usual. Usually I kind of stick around the 11-12 minute mark, maybe even sometimes 10. Not on purpose, it's just usually how long sets take me to do after I edit. It just seems to always kind of fall in that landmark. But I tried not to fast track too much of the footage really. I just kind of tried to, it's still sped up, but not as much as usual, just to kind of keep it a bit more, and maybe I can get to just chat a bit more today about all sorts. But yeah, okay, now we're back. We've had 2 layers, and I wanted to include this part in the video because when I did my first prototype, I didn't do this, and it was a mistake. So I am applying another layer of, well, not another, the first layer of base coat on this one. Because I did a couple lines on top of the green, it's now a little bit bumpy, and we do need it to be a little bit more even because we will be doing some artwork on top of it, and you will notice a nightmare when you're trying to do some lines, and you just basically see the bumps as you do lines on top of that nail. So you want to try and avoid that as much as possible. Otherwise you're going to struggle a little bit making it perfect. Now back onto the French tip nails. With where you've got the thin blue and the thin green, you want to scatter around some dots. I went in with the Madame Glam Nail Art Gel, the best thing on the planet. Absolutely, it's so pigmented, so easy to work with, and I could have went for just a regular black gel polish, but they are just not as pigmented, and I knew there was going to be a lot going on today, and I just did not want to struggle going over anything, so went in straight with the good stuff. So here is the other nail having the dots done. There's kind of no technique to it. I just kind of scattered dots wherever. And I tried to pick up the most smallest dotting tool I had. If you wanted something even smaller, you could just use a toothpick as well. I've seen some tricks of people doing that, and you can actually get like a super, super thin little dot if you wanted that one. Or if you just didn't have a dotting tool at home, it's a nice little alternative. Hopefully you've got a toothpick at home. Now onto this one. So quite a lot of black outlines going on today. So I am doing a bit more of like a squiggle. This bit you can really customize to whatever you're kind of envisioning. I don't really know how to explain what I'm doing here. You just have to watch to see, but I'm just kind of doing some lines. Some are thicker than others, colouring little bits in. At the moment it looks a bit wild. You probably think, what is going on here? You kind of don't see the vision, but as it kind of progresses the video and everything, you kind of start to see it come to life and see what it's supposed to be. When I was doing this set, I was researching, the different, just some inspiration. What do people do when it comes to butterflies? I did a similar-ish set before. I kind of wanted to incorporate just a lot of butterfly bits and bobs. So I saw this nail specifically all over the place. I don't quite know what this is supposed to be. Maybe like a pattern off a butterfly wing. Not sure, but I just kind of customized it, made a little squiggle on my own, and I also did the lines behind it as like the background to it, that I haven't seen anyone else do. So I just kind of tried to customize this nail a little bit more to me, and I'm just kind of trying to perfect it. It's just like a bit of a squiggle really. I don't know how else to really explain it. There's also different patterns you can do too if you're not sure. And that one is going to go in for a nap. And as you saw, the opacity of this gel is just amazing. And I did not need to go with another coat. Like anything I'm doing with this black is just a one coater. Now onto this ombre nail. I'm doing a couple lines. You want to pick your side and then drag out lines, as many as you want. Each line is going to basically be almost like a butterfly wing pattern. So I am doing 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 lines sticking out. And then I did outline like do the one on the side, and then you want to connect each line together with a half circle, and you want to do that on every single nail. Then once that's done, you want to colour in the outer part of that nail. So you want to leave those half circle petally looking things or wing looking things alone. So right now I'm being quite gentle with my brush. I'm not really too fussed about the opacity of the gel polish. This is just to outline, give myself a stencil of what I want it to look like. And then we're going to perfect in a moment. I didn't include too much of this footage because it just took a long time for me to colour it in. So I just kind of left a little bit, but it was just colour it in. Like there was nothing else I changed, just coloured it in and had a good time about it. Doing it anyways. So this is me now colouring it in. It probably would have been faster if I just had a regular like, you know, gel polish brush, but because I was doing everything with a nail art brush, it's obviously thin and it just takes a little bit longer. Those gels come in a pot, you don't actually have a brush for them. That's usually how they come. So yeah, it might just take you a minute, or if you've got yourself a brush, you know, one of those thicker, like the wider brushes, then you might be good. Or if you've got maybe like an old gel polish that is kind of almost empty and you might want to use the brush from there and just clean it before you use it, that could also work. Now we are matte top coating those nails real quick, and then that's going to go into the lamp. After it comes out, we've got some stickers, a quick little bit of gems and crystals, and I will just do some extra little detailing with some white gel polish from Madame Glam, the white nail art gel. Here's a little container in the background. We're going to do some extra little dots. So on this nail here, I am doing the white only right there where I'm doing it, really. Not any higher, not any lower, and then I'm going to do a couple at the bottom. So in theory, in between each set of white dots, you want a bit of like a gap going on. Then that will go into lamp for a cure. Remember to cure it, I believe it's a minute in a LED. Could be a bit wrong. I actually can't remember now, but just make sure you check because of how opaque they are and how pigmented and everything like that, they do take a bit longer than regular gel polishes to cure into place. So do bear that in mind, because there's been occasions where I've forgotten and I just snatched out of the lamp real quick, and then I wanted to wipe or do something and I just wiped off the design that I just had done. So don't do the same mistake as me. Don't do it. Now on this nail here, I am doing dots all around, only on the black bits, nothing else. And I'm going to pop that into lamp for a cure. So this one takes a little bit of a minute because obviously there's a lot more surface you need to cover with your dots. And again, no technique, just dabbing away, having a good time, just wherever it kind of felt right. Some are bigger, some are smaller. Honestly, there was just no way, you know, there's no kind of technique to it that I had anyways when I was doing it. I also wasn't following any other design, like when it comes to those dots either. So yeah, just have a good time. You could do less, more, you know, no dots. You could even switch out the dots for some crystals, some gems, anything, you know, that you're feeling to make it a bit more like a U set, for example. Now I've got some of these butterfly stickers, and stickers are so rare on my channel, like super rare. I have millions of stickers, guys, you won't even believe it. I just don't get drawn to stickers. I don't know why. I really don't. When I get clients, then they're more likely to use those stickers, but when it comes for my actual nail art for YouTube, rarely use them ever. But here it is. Alternatively, you could just stamp yourself a black outline of a butterfly if you're into stamping and got a plate like that. Or you can do the sticker, or you can hand do it, all up to you. I got these stickers from Shein. They've got plenty on there, especially butterflies. I feel like butterflies are such a go-to for anybody, really. They're just everywhere, but they're just so cute, so that's probably why. And now this is really fun. We're going to do some wet droplets. And also, I don't think I've maybe ever done them on my channel. Who knows? But the butterfly wing, this one, is going to have some droplets. So I am just dabbing some rhinestone glue gel down into like a circle. I did try off camera when I was doing my, you know, prototype. I did try to create like an actual droplet looking. So you know how you've got your whole droplet, and then I'm kind of dragging it up a bit higher into a thinner line, just create like a real droplet, not just a little circle. I was just struggling. I don't know if it was my gel, I don't know, I didn't really watch any videos on how to do it. I was just kind of winging it. I just couldn't get it, so I just thought, you know what, those dots themselves look pretty cute, so I'm just going to leave it as is. So I'm just creating a couple dots, and then I'm going to pop that into lamp for a cure into place. Now onto some quick bling, because the set was already quite wild, I didn't really do too much. So on these butterfly French tip looking nails, I've just got like a line of like a gem and some crystals down the center, just 3, and I am popping some caviar beads in between, which I will show in a moment. And then onto that glitter nail, I just felt like it just needed a bit more love. We kind of finished with it a bit too soon, so I thought on the corner of it, like the left hand side, top left hand side, I'm going to do one of those little like angled crystal placements. They're very popular, very simple, like one of my usual go-to be honest. So if you're regular on my channel, you've probably seen that one before, but we are going to basically reuse and recycle on that nail, that crystal placement specifically. And I love, you know, those blue, I don't know, it's not really a crystal, like the gem, the one I've got on the French tip nails. They're so cute, and you can get all sorts of different colors. I got them on AliExpress a very long time ago, and they're just so fun. I love to incorporate them. I've got like a blue, purple, silver, white, and I honestly, if I could, I would have all the colors, like all of them. I did just place an order for some really cool looking Stampin' Bling on AliExpress. I can't wait to do a haul. They haven't come yet, but they look unreal on the actual website when I ordered them, so I'm just waiting for them to come. And I just don't really buy as much these days, so I might just do like little bits and bobs of maybe combining just some footage over time, and then maybe just combine all together into a video. Who knows? But it's been a while since I've done a haul, and I love watching them and I love doing them. I love it, sharing some nice little goodies. But yeah, that's basically going to be the very last step now. That will go into the lab, finishing it off with some cafe beads, and here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!